Hello and welcome. In this multisim tutorial, we're going to look at how to locate digital multimeters. So the main multimeter that we use is on this top sidebar up here. It's called multimeter. You can click on that and it'll follow your mouse. You can also find that on the Simulate tab under Instruments. It's right at the top there, multimeter. Right? And so when you double click on those, it gives you the option to measure the amperage in AC and DC, voltage in AC and DC, the resistance, and the decibels in AC and DC. We will use this to measure voltage and amperage mainly in both AC and DC waveforms. Note that the multimeters measure in VRMS when they're measuring in AC. So on top of that, we have a few extra ones that we can use. If we right click and place component, we'll be able to type in for our voltmeter, volt M, gives us voltmeter, right? And there's a couple of different ones. These are inline voltmeters and they only measure voltage. They're not a digital multimeter because they don't have multiple options. They only measure voltage. We also have an ammeter in here. We can type AMM into our all groups and find our ammeter there. And that also is not a multimeter, right? It only measures amperage. So we'll close that out. The other option we have for measuring voltage, amperage, and wattage is going to be these green probes across the top. So we could pull out a voltage probe, an amperage probe, a wattage probe, right? And that says that it needs to be placed on top of a resistance to be able to be used, right? Because that resistance is what's going to utilize that. So we'll exit that because we don't need to know about that right now. We also have a voltage differential probe that actually gives two different probe lines. So when you place one down, you'll automatically get the reference probe as well. And so you'll place that around a component if you want to see that one. So that is an option. It does have some moments where it doesn't work as well as we would like it to. Outside of that, you also have an amperage voltage probe, and so that's going to give you both of these first two in one component here. And on the last ones here are just voltage references and digital references. So if you want to see a high or a low on your digital system, you can use that one as well. These ones look a little bulky when you first get them out, especially this amperage voltage probe. So we can double click on these ones also and open up their properties tab. And that allows us to change the name of the probe as well as their appearance. And the appearance is really what we're shooting for here, as well as the parameters. Because they're so small and hard to read, you can come down here and click on 14 on your size and click OK, and then you can see it much better. But a lot of this stuff we're not going to be using. We're either going to be looking at AC waveforms or DC waveforms a lot of times. And so when we go into the parameters tab, we can click custom. And if we click show twice, it turns everything off. And then we can just click on the ones we want. So if we want to look at just DC voltage, we can just click on DC voltage. Or if we want to see the period or the frequency or the current, we can click on whatever one we want. So let's go DC voltage, DC current, since this is an amperage voltage probe. We can click apply, and that really narrowed it down for us. Now it's really easy to see, and it'll follow your map around. Note that if you place it off, it could sometimes get off of your chart. And so you want to make sure that you drag that back down towards your meter. All right, let us know if you have any questions.